Roman Republic, 509 to 27 BCE, was one of the most influential political systems in history, shaping governance models that would inspire modern democracies. It developed as a complex blend of aristocratic control and popular participation, balancing power between the Senate, magistrates, and various assemblies. Over time, tensions between patricians and plebeians, as well as conflicts over military and political leadership, led to significant transformations. This essay explores the evolution of the Roman Republic's governance, focusing on the transition from Senate dominated rule to the increasing influence of popular assemblies. Origins of the Roman Republic and the Senate's dominance. The Roman Republic emerged in 509 BCE after the overthrow of the last Etruscan king, Tarquin the Proud. The new system aimed to prevent monarchy by distributing power among various offices and institutions. The Senate, an advisory body composed mainly of aristocratic patricians, became the central institution of governance. It provided continuity and guidance, controlling foreign policy, financial matters, and military decisions. The Senate's authority was reinforced by the two annually elected consuls who held executive power. Consuls led the army, presided over the government, and implemented policies. However, they were heavily influenced by the Senate, which was composed of former magistrates with vast political experience. This oligarchic system ensured that power remained in the hands of the patrician elite, excluding the plebeian majority from significant decision-making. The struggle of the orders and the rise of popular assemblies. The early republic was marked by social conflict between the patricians, who monopolized political power, and the plebeians, who had little influence despite forming the backbone of the military and economy. This struggle of the orders, 494 to 287 BCE, led to significant political reforms that expanded plebeian rights and created institutions representing their interests. One of the earliest victories for the plebeians was the creation of the office of tribune of the plebs in 494 BCE. Tribunes had the power to veto government actions they deemed harmful to the plebeians. Over time, their authority increased, and they became key figures in Roman politics. The plebeians also demanded legal transparency, leading to the codification of Roman laws in the 12 Tables, 451 to 450 BCE. These laws provided a written foundation for Roman justice, reducing the ability of patricians to manipulate legal rulings in their favor. By the early 3rd century BCE, the plebeians had gained access to higher magistracies, including the consulship. In 287 BCE, the passage of the Lex Hortensia granted the plebeian assembly, Concilium Plebis, the power to pass laws binding on all Romans, making it an essential legislative body. The assemblies, voices of the Roman people. As the Republic evolved, three major popular assemblies played an increasing role in governance. 1. Comitia Centuriata, Centuriate Assembly. This assembly was organized by military units, centuries, and heavily favored the wealthiest citizens. It elected senior magistrates, consuls, praetors, and censors, declared war, and ratified treaties. However, its structure ensured that the aristocracy maintained control over important decisions. 2. Comitia Tributa, Tribal Assembly. Organized by geographic tribes rather than wealth, this assembly had a more equitable distribution of votes. It elected lower magistrates, quaestors, aediles, and passed laws, but it still did not fully represent the lower classes. 3. Concilium Plebis, Plebeian Council, exclusive to plebeians. This assembly gained increasing power over time, particularly through the legislation of tribunes. By the late Republic, it was a major force in lawmaking, independent of senatorial oversight. These assemblies allowed broader political participation, but their effectiveness was often undermined by corruption, political manipulation, and the growing power of military leaders. Military expansion and the changing political landscape. The expansion of Rome's military conquests fundamentally altered the balance of power within the Republic. Victories in the Punic Wars, 264 to 146 BCE, and conflicts with Hellenistic kingdoms brought vast wealth, new territories, and an influx of slaves. However, this expansion created economic and social tensions. Large estates, latifundia, owned by wealthy senators and aristocrats, displaced small farmers, leading to rural depopulation and increasing the ranks of the urban poor. This economic disparity fueled popular movements advocating land reforms, such as those led by the Gracchi brothers, Tiberius and Gaius Gracchus in the 2nd century BCE. Their attempts to redistribute land and limit senatorial power were met with violent opposition, highlighting the growing divide between the elite and the common people. The rise of powerful military leaders also threatened the traditional republican system. Generals like Marius, Sulla, Pompey, and Julius Caesar leveraged their army's loyalty to bypass senatorial authority. Sulla's dictatorship, 82 to 79 BCE, demonstrated how military force could be used to suppress opposition, while Caesar's rise to power marked the ultimate shift away from republican norms. The decline of the republic and the triumph of popular leadership. By the 1st century BCE, the republic was in crisis. Political violence, civil wars, and power struggles between populares, leaders who appealed to the masses, and optimates, senatorial elites, eroded republican institutions. The Senate, once the dominant force in governance, found itself increasingly unable to control ambitious generals and popular leaders. Julius Caesar's ascent to power was a turning point. A skilled military commander and politician, he used his popularity with the plebeians and soldiers to challenge the Senate. His appointment as dictator for life in 44 BCE effectively ended republican rule. Although assassinated by senators hoping to restore the republic, Caesar's death led to another power struggle, culminating in the rise of his heir, Octavian, Augustus. Octavian skillfully maintained the illusion of republican institutions while concentrating power in his hands. In 27 BCE, he officially became Rome's first emperor, marking the transition from the republic to the Roman Empire. The Senate continued to exist, but its authority was largely symbolic under the imperial system. The Roman Republic's evolution from Senate dominance to the rise of popular assemblies illustrates the tension between aristocratic control and democratic participation. While the Senate remained powerful for centuries, the growing influence of the plebeians, military leaders, and popular assemblies reshaped Roman politics. However, the Republic ultimately fell due to internal conflicts, economic inequality, and the increasing role of military power in governance. The legacy of the Roman Republic remains influential today, particularly in concepts of representative government, checks and balances, and civic participation. Its history serves as a reminder of the challenges democracies face when balancing elite authority with popular demands.